Hi, BookTube. It's Gina. Happy Friday. I have so many fun things to talk to you about today. I am just like giddy with excitement. First of all, we're having beautiful springtime weather here in the Pacific Northwest, interspersed with our usual typical gray drizzle. But I don't know, this springtime is such a glorious season for me. I love going for drives and just being in my car with the windows down, blasting music, and I've been able to do that a few times already this year, which has just been fantastic. I've done this ever since I can remember. I remember back in the 80s in college, I would take $20 out of the ATM. For those of you who don't know what ATMs are, they're automatic teller machines. And I would just go for a drive. $20 was a lot of money back then, and stop and maybe get a snack, listen to music, go for little drives, and it was so much fun. And I always remember that. It just, when the weather gets nice again, it makes me feel young and vibrant and excited, and so it's just been so much fun. But I do have some bookish things too to intersperse in my discussion of the weather, because in Seattle, that's all we talk about is the weather. I am hoping, desperately hoping, that this glorious weather is not a harbinger of horrible weather to come this summer. We had days last year, it was horrible. It was in the hundreds for a longer period of time than it has ever been before. No one's got air conditioning out here. Well, the majority of places don't have air conditioning because we haven't needed it in the past. So I don't have air conditioning and it can be miserable. So I'm hoping that that is not the case. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy it and revel in the beautiful weather that we're having. So why I bring this up is because last week I did a little breakfast with my sister. My other sister was at Disneyland, so I didn't get to go. But after breakfast, I did a little bookstore shopping and I found some misreads, which has just been so exciting. Look at this one. So this is Village Centenary. It is a fairy series book. And this is the one where the village turns 100. And so they have a village birthday party, and it's very cozy. And look at that cover. Isn't that just beautiful? They do the best covers on these books. I just love them. And let's see, this one it's a Houghton Mifflin. I'm not sure if it's one of the reprints. Published 1981, Houghton Mifflin, Boston. It is a first American edition, but loved that. I also got The School at Thrush Green. So this is one of the shiny, it's a little bit of a newer edition, but look at that. So this is a Thrush Green series book. Oh, I love this. And it's also an American edition. This one was published in 1988, another first American edition. And then lastly, I got Early Days. This is a combination of two. This was a big deal back then, where they would bind up more than one of her books. I think they did this a lot. So this is two of her books, which I also do have. It is these two, Time Remembered and A Fortunate Grandchild. So these are more memoirs, nonfiction of Miss Reed. And this beautiful copy is an omnibus of those two. Is it an omnibus if it's only two stories? I'm not sure, but it's two stories. Then I also I got a couple of duplicates, which I knew because I've been tracking my misread. I made a spreadsheet of all of the misreads that I own so that I knew which ones to look for. And excuse me, I bought two duplicates because they had them and they were in beautiful condition. So keep your eyes open. I may do a giveaway in an upcoming video. So that was my bookstore shopping, which was fantastic. Today, this is big news. Today, my video that I did on Kate Howe's channel was it was posted, Kate. I did a guest spot on Kate's Cozy Things chat. She does a she does a regular series on her channel of cozy things where she has a guest and they talk about cozy things. And I did a guest spot on Kate's channel. I'm sure you all know Kate, but if you don't, you should check out her channel. Of course, I'll link the video down below. Kate Howe is a co-host of Victober, and she and I have a ton of reading in common. We both love Victorian. She was not a Miss Read fan, but I think I may have turned her on to Miss Read, but she loves cozy things. And so our channels have a lot of things in common. And it was a ton of fun to sit around and talk to Kate about cozy things. That was very exciting. She posted it today, even though we recorded it a little bit ago. So that was very exciting. I hope that you will check it out. Next, I did finish 2 books since I talked to you last. Actually, I may have already mentioned this one. This is Greengates by R.C. Sherriff, and this is my beautiful Persephone edition. I think I've showed you this one before with the bookmark that it comes with and the beautiful end papers. For so long before I actually bought my first Persephone, I didn't realize that their paperbacks, they're very sturdy paperbacks, and they still have a slipcover on them. I just love these Persephones. This one I actually bought from the Persephone store online. I didn't go to Persephone. That is on my wish list. I'm going to take a big empty suitcase and go to England and Edinburgh one of these days and just go bookstore shopping. I'll have to go by myself because I can't imagine anybody that I would travel with would actually want to just do a bookstore shopping trip. But that's what I'm going to do one of these days. And so I got off topic, but this is Greengates by R.C. Sherriff. This is such a good book. I think I mentioned this in my wishful thinking tag, one of my favorites of the year so far. This is about Mr. Baldwin and his wife, Mrs. Baldwin, and their servant, Ada. And Mr. Baldwin, on the day the book opens, is retiring from his job. And it is a story of, it's melancholy in the beginning. It's Mr. Baldwin trying to come to terms with retiring, he thinks he's going to write a book and keep himself very active, and that is not the reality. And so it's all about him and his wife settling into retirement. And it's wonderful. It's a little melancholy in the beginning. And I was very worried because they were having some money troubles about settling into a lower income. And it's so good. I loved this. Maybe because I've been also thinking about retiring recently, so it's been something on my mind. My husband and I both are home quite frequently, so we will not have the same challenges that this couple had settling into a new routine. But it was really, really good. I loved this book. Definitely a 5-star read for me. Last night I finished Emily of Deep Valley. I read that one on my Kindle, so I don't have a paper copy of it. That was my evening book, which I cuddled up with at night with my Kindle and would read. And it was so good. Emily of Deep Valley it's in the Betsy Tacy Tibb universe. So Betsy makes a quick appearance, but it's a different character. Emily is a little bit younger than Betsy Tacy and Tibb, and it is such a good book. I was quite surprised by the depth of it and the story of it, the character development. It was just wonderful. Definitely another 5-star read for me. So I was very pleased to have 2 5-star reads to share with you. They were both just absolutely wonderful. Definitely check out Emily of Deep Valley and Greengates by R.C. Sherriff. Oh, you guys, I'll pop a picture of it in here. So I was just perusing the used books on Amazon, and I stumbled across a Rosamund Pilcher book that was written under her first pseudonym of Jane Fraser, which was, she wrote a bunch of books back in the 50s, I think, for Harlequin, and I've never seen one in person. And it's funny, actually, I mentioned this on, I think I mentioned this on Kate's video. I've never seen one in person, but I've been looking for these because I'd love to have them in my collection. So I bought one. It is called A Day Like Spring. It was expensive, but it was $36 for a little 50-cent Harlequin paperback. But I have seen these on Abe Books and Thrift Books periodically for like $100, and I couldn't spend $100, but $36, I thought that is doable. So we will see when it arrives. It said it was in really good condition. I've been burned by that before. There's probably a big old sticker on the front of the cover, but I'm very excited about that. So I will add that to my Rosamund Pilcher. Rosamund, I never quite know. They shorten her name to Roz sometimes, so I always think that means it's pronounced Rosamund, but I don't know. But I'll add that to my collection, so I will share that with you when I get it. I'm very excited about that. And, oh my gosh, while I was perusing YouTube this morning, I saw a trailer for the upcoming miniseries on Apple TV for the Essex Serpent. Have you guys seen this trailer? I'm getting goosebumps. It looks so good. So the Essex Serpent, where's the book? I have it here somewhere. I should have, wait, hold on, I'm gonna grab it for you. Wait a second. I forgot. Okay, this was one of my favorite books back when I read it. I don't think I read it right when it came out. It was published in 2016. Oh, gosh, was it 2016 already? And I bought this one on Book Depository because I wanted this beautiful English cover. I love this. I loved this book. It was one of my favorite books. It's still probably on my top 20 list. Would it make it on the top 10? I'm not sure, but I loved this book, and the trailer looks so good. It stars Tom Hiddleston, who I love, and Claire Danes, which I thought was an interesting choice, but looks really, really good. So I don't have Apple TV, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do because I'm going to have to watch this because it looks so, so good. If you guys haven't seen the trailer before, you should check it out because I think adaptations are always a risky proposition, but it looks really, really well done. And then what else? I'm looking at my little handy dandy notebook here. Oh, just a fun thing. It's sort of not really related to books, but it's sort of related to books, is I went to the gym. I rejoined my gym. I've been on and off. They closed for a while, of course, during the pandemic. And then I went back when the mask mandate dropped. And then they brought mask mandates back. I exercise really hard and I couldn't do it with the mask on. So I paused, and I'm vaccinated, and it's very socially distanced still right now, so I felt really fine going last night. I went to my favorite class called Body Jam, which is a dance class, and I had a great time. But what is bookish is the little mall, the little strip mall that the bookstore is in. The cat's just tore away in front of me. They're putting in a wall of books bookstore, which I'm not familiar with, but I think is a little chain. I got very excited about that. It's not open yet. It's still kind of all, closed off, but they've got the sign up, and there might be a new little used bookstore in my area, which we don't have a bookstore here now. the Barnes and Noble that was in the town, which is next to me, which is the closest decent sized town. I live in a rural area. But the Barnes and Noble closed during the pandemic. I don't know if it was pandemic related or just Barnes and Noble related. And I don't think there's ever been a used bookstore here. So I was very excited to see that a little used bookstore. I think it's like a combination of used and new. I'm not exactly sure, but they say they buy books. So I think it is used. Maybe they have some new mixed in there too, but I was very excited to see that. And I think that is it. It's Friday. I'm going to work today, and then I'm going to just relax and enjoy the weekend. Oh, tomorrow is Independent Bookstore Day, so I will be probably going to an independent bookstore tomorrow to celebrate Seattle Independent Bookstore Day. They do a passport fun little game where if you get a certain number of stamps from the used bookstore or from the indie bookstores in your passport, you get prizes and things. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to go to 16 or however many stores are participating in that. But I'm pretty sure I will be hitting an independent bookstore of some kind. There's a few, gosh, you guys, I hate it when people on videos play with their hair, but for some reason I just can't stop playing with my hair. So I will be going probably to a used bookstore, an independent bookstore tomorrow. This is a little bit all over the place, but I was just feeling so excited for so many fun things today, and I was excited to share them with you. So I hope that you have some fun plans for the weekend. What are you doing this weekend? Anything going on? I'm going to bookshop tomorrow. And that is all I've got on my calendar. Nothing else. I'm gonna take it easy, maybe do some reading, and maybe I will take some video of my bookstore. I don't know. I'm not very good at that yet. It's something I do want to play around with a little bit this year, so we'll see how that goes. I'll talk to you later. Bye.